Your growth will always be at the mercy of what you are either willing or unwilling to do differently. You got to always assess where you are in your growth, because you could actually create momentum that you are not at the capacity to sustain. Okay? So you want to have capacity to be able to sustain what God wants to put in your hands. And so the disciples realized this. They realized we need to bring some order to this thing, or this thing's going to stop right here at this level. We're not going to make it any further. The gospel won't spread. People won't know Jesus because order and chaos was running rampant. And so the disciples realized they needed to bring growth to it. And so that's what good leaders do. You know that, right? Good leaders bring order to things. If we're following the example of God, the first thing he did before he put man on a planet, he created a system called the solar system. He had to create order before he put man, because he's not going to put man in chaos. God puts man in an ordered, divine, designed place called Earth, but Earth had to occupy a system, which that system had to occupy a galaxy, and that galaxy had to occupy a universe. So God had to create order before he put man in it, because if he would have put man in chaos, he would have been lost. All the way to the point, God didn't even put man on the planet before he had created a garden for the man to work. And the Bible even says God didn't even make it rain on the earth yet because there was no man to work it. So before he made rain fall, he said, I got to have a man that can tend to the growth that's going to happen based off the rain I send. So if you're wondering if you need a job, yes. The first thing God gave man was a J-O-B. Well, the Lord ain't really told me if I need to go work. The scripture already says it. If you don't work, you don't eat. So stop being hyper spiritual. Go get your butt behind a register and start bringing some income into your life. Pastor, I'd love to give him first fruits, but the way my checking and savings is set up, because I ain't working a job, right? Go get a job so you can contribute to God's work. Hyper spiritual, man. You think God will tell you not to go? The first thing he did was give man a job. Don't come at me saying I got to talk to God before I do it if he's already said it in the Word. We got to pray about that. All right, let me get off that right quick. Let me because y'all are getting uncomfortable. Where am I at? Number 2, answers come in the form of leaders. Is that where I'm at? Okay. Help me, Chris. I got to stay on this. I'm trying to stay focused here. Disciples, they realize there's got to be order. And that's what leaders do. They bring order to things. Because anytime you see chaos and confusion in a place, it is because there's a lack of leadership present. It means there is a lack of leadership present if there is chaos and confusion. But when you step into order, order feels good, don't it? It feels good. It feels good. It just feels better when you step into order. They recognize something. The disciples recognized something because what did they say? They said, it's not good. They actually said it's not desirable that we should leave the Word of God and wait on tables. They're bringing in a whole other thing here. Because up until that point, they were doing all of it. Up until that point, Peter had to preach, and then he had to come down and go serve the grits. I'm just assuming they had grits in Jerusalem 2,000 years ago. That would have been my, a little cheese in it. Up until that point, they were doing it all. But leaders bring order. And when growth begins to happen, it has the potential to outweigh your capacity to handle it. And so somebody's got to put order on it and bring structure to a thing. And they said, it's not good that we leave what we're anointed to do to go do something someone else is anointed to do and can do it better than me. Oh, some of y'all know where I'm going. And so they said, we can't keep going this way. And the fact that they said, we can't do that if we have to leave this, tells me that the disciples are giving us a principle, and they're showing us that growth will require you to do something, and I promise I'm not cussing here, but it will require you to change. Everybody just say that word so we know we're not cussing. Just say change. They recognized that in order for multiplication to happen and for us to go further, they realized they could not keep doing it that way. Listen to me. Write this down. Your growth will always be at the mercy of what you are either willing or unwilling to do differently. Your growth will always be at the mercy of what you are either willing or unwilling to do differently.